My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Drive. And this is a movie that people love. Like, some call this one of the best movies ever made, and I'm definitely not that high on it, but I still like it, so let's begin with the cast. And Ryan Gosling is one of my favorite actors ever, and movies like this just showcase why. He's able to say so much without saying anything at all, and he just does everything he needs to perfectly. He also just presents himself in a very cool manner, so just really great work from him. Carey Mulligan, I think, does a real good job as well. She does sell you on the romance forming between her and the driver. She might not have as much material to work with, but she still elevates it in the best possible way. Bryan Cranston has a small role here, and I think he brings plenty to this movie. He has enough character to the point where he stands out. Albert Brooks, who's mostly known for his more comedic works, is able to do this serious gangster performance incredibly well. I do wish he was given more to do, but he still stands out. Oscar Isaacs, I thought, brought enough personality to his character, and despite the slightly scummy nature of him, he still manages to make him likable enough. Christina Hendricks is perfectly fine, and Ron Perlman stands out as well. He just plays this kind of character ever so perfectly. So the cast is a real strength, but my favorite part of this movie is the direction by Nicholas Winding Refn. Now, this is not an action movie by any means. It might have its moments, and this movie can be brutal when needed. Um, there's one elevator scene that is just so beautifully directed, and I do think the opening chase is just masterful. Like, I absolutely love that sequence. But what really stands out about the direction here is the style he gives this movie. It has a very distinct look and feel, and he just showcases that ever so perfectly. The cinematography is beautiful. LA feels like a character in this movie, but most importantly, the soundtrack is just perfection, and the utilization of certain songs just gives this movie so much personality. I love Nightcall, A Real Hero, but I think my favorite moment in this entire movie is just a scene where there's a party next door and Ryan Gosling is by himself and the song Under Your Spell is playing, and it's just masterful. I love it. The music by Cliff Martins is definitely good. So yeah, there's plenty I do like about this movie, but my issues come from the fact that it kind of sticks to its art house approach almost to a fault. There's a point where I think the movie needed to pick it up and kick it into next gear, and it just doesn't. And I feel like the last section of the movie is lacking as a result. Like, that elevator scene I mentioned, once again, just perfection. And I feel like from that point on, the movie should have been more thrilling and more octane. The less is more approach worked incredibly up until that point, but I'm just not satisfied with the last 20 minutes of this movie. I thought it ended in a very unsatisfying manner to a point where it does kind of taint my view of the rest of the movie. And it's not a big negative, but there isn't really much substance to this movie. There's definitely something here about keeping work and pleasure separate and what happens when you combine the two. And it's enough for this type of movie. Some people use style over substance as a criticism, and I don't. I think the filmmaking here is so strong and the substance is enough. So it's not a highlight of the movie, but it's not a huge criticism either. The criticism is from the underwhelming finale. So I still love so much of this movie. It's well acted, it has some great moments. The brutality when it shows up is effective. The soundtrack is just so good. It really is. I love the vibe of this movie. I just wish it ended on a stronger note, but I'll still give Drive a very strong 7 out of 10. I forgot to mention just how iconic that scorpion jacket is. Like, it's just a jacket, but it's kinda stands out. But, anyways, Drive. Have you seen it? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin, out.